A cold open. Fun. All right. We're live on Twitch. We're live on YouTube. We're not live on Twitter. Fuck Twitter. Good morning, everyone. We're back with another edition of Live Trading. I'm Spencer. There's Ryan. There's Zunaid. Zunaid, I haven't seen you for a minute, man. You're on mute, though, so I can't hear you.
Zunaid's muted. What a nub move.
What a noob.
Can you tell I haven't done this for a minute?
Yeah. Where you been?
Hey, man, had my tooth extracted, so I had to make sure I was well taken care of. Can't be loopy on air because I might say something dumb. So I had to make sure I took care of that.
That's true. Well,
how is that different? How is that different from any other day?
You and Spencer are on the same vibe. Okay,
we had to. You give us an opening, we're both going to drive the truck right through it.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. But no, man, it's exciting. I'm excited to be back and ready to go.
Awesome. Ryan, how you doing, man?
I'm doing really good, my man. Cool. I'm doing good. I'm really excited. I've obviously missed you guys. Missed you, Spence, especially. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm feeling good. I wanted to go back into the office yesterday, but I was told wait till Monday. So that's what I'll be doing. I was told stop. So I did.
Let me ask you guys, how lucky and fortunate are we that we can still do what we love from our homes?
Very true.
I'm grateful every single day. Believe me, it's not lost on me.
Yeah. I would love the flexibility. I don't like doing it every day. I don't know how you guys do it every day. It's not for me.
Well, for one, I'm not married, so that'll be a start.
Well, right, but yeah, I mean, neither am I. But I just every day. I don't know. I like going to the office. That's my point. Yeah. Anyway, it's 9:20.
No. We stay home, baby.
But why does it take you 15 minutes to throw out the trash? We're gonna talk about that later after we get our watch stuff out.
Well, when you're the king, there's a lot of trash to deal with.
Derrick Henry jersey.
Woo, the king right here. You already know that boy Henry, the king. The king is here. Y'all may bow down. It's okay.
By the way, the king carried me to victory this Monday, and that was the second time this year that Derrick Henry has saved me.
22, baby.
All right. Should we get this show on the road?
Let's do it.
All right.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas law, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher.
Joy.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part, it's beatable.
It's beatable, baby.
How you gonna beat it, Mitch?
Woo, by doing what I do best, baby. Let's go ahead and get to it, to the stocks, find the moves, look for the story, the fundamentals, and the technicals to match. Nail it down, baby. So last time I was here, might have brought a good stock to the chat here with the Dutch Bros.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good call out.
Now past all-time highs. I'm actually might short it right now. I might short it here at the open. I think with the restaurant news that came out today, I think it's going to take a turnaround. My only problem, Zunaid, and maybe you can help me and Ryan can help me here, is look at those puts. Don't they seem expensive?
Yeah, I got to look at them for you.
Yeah, check them out for me because I don't know my option game. Maybe
what's
you guys
the ticker?
know better.
BROS.
Oh, bros. Okay.
Just
yeah,
be a bro.
This one.
Yeah.
I remember this one now. It's crazy, right? We live in this world where we know companies based on tickers and not company names. I tried to go on Apple's website the other day and I typed in AAPLE.com and I just thought I was so dumb. But anyway, I
do that all the time. so somebody once was like, "What? You can't spell Apple?" And I was like, "No, I can't spell Apple. I just don't."
Right? That needs to be a feature. It's like, hey, just type in the ticker and it takes you to the company's website. But speaking of Apple, I am looking to see how it behaves if it reaches a 150 area. If it rejects then we'll go ahead and grab some puts. But if it kind of goes over and consolidates, we'll grab some calls with a stop loss under the 150 level. So that's definitely something I'm keeping an eye on. AMD has been hot. We'll see if it continues to be hot. 115 is the level that I want to see what the price action is near there. And those are the two main ones that I'm looking at. I think Affirm is the 155 area. Yeah, 155 area. Same thing like AMD. I want to see how it behaves around there. But those are the three main stocks. And of course, if any options come out, we'll see how that goes. Coinbase is another one that was really good with the news with Facebook and them teaming up and all that stuff. So that's something else that if options come in, I will go ahead and play that.
Yeah, and interesting about Coinbase, Zunaid, a couple weeks ago on the happy hour, I was saying that Coinbase looked like a good buy at 245. Here we are pushing 306. Really, I think that we're going to make for another run here if we actually take out the high that we put in on May 21st of this year. That high is going to be 306.98. Let's call it 307. I think a build above 307 here, you might be good on some of those option contracts, especially some of the short-dated ones. Coin, this is a trade that has absolutely been working. Mitch, I wanted to answer your question regarding the options with bros. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. If we take a look at the November at the money contract or near the money contract, if we're looking at the 65 put, which would be in the money in this case, you're looking at a 750 ask. The 70 put, which would be slightly out of the money, is at about a 1070 ask. It's $5 spread right there. To me, that looks completely normal. It's a $5 spread on the strike price as well. You have the implied volatility on these contracts 94.65. So it's pretty high. Nothing really out of the ordinary here on those puts.
As you guys can see, reason why I don't trade options.
One more thing that I want to discuss here before we get started. This is a swing long that I'm actually in. I took base off the news on Friday. We've talked about Activision Blizzard quite a bit on live trading and as well on happy hour. Long and short here is that we had two lawyers that are engaged in a gigantic conflict of interest. And the result of that might be that ATVI gets to kind of skate through this sexual harassment lawsuit that they're currently dealing with. They also have earnings on November 2nd. And I don't think that the quitting and the walking out that happened at Activision Blizzard is going to be reflected in this nearest earnings report. So I wouldn't be shocked to see this trade up into earnings. That's the way I've positioned myself. I did that with the December 80 call. Yesterday, we saw 11,000 plus contracts trade at that strike. So giddy up. We're kind of just waiting for this to push through here. No new trades here as of yet. We'll see how we go today.
You mentioned earnings and you reminded me we had Netflix that went ahead and reported, right? So obviously it's down a little bit today. If it goes ahead and cracks the 622, the 620 area specifically, I will look to get a put, especially if it tries to tag VWAP and come on down. I will absolutely grab some puts just to see how it goes.
Out of curiosity, Zunaid, how did you get to that 620 number?
So just going back and looking left, you kind of see the levels and things like that. And of course, Spectre, I think who I've introduced you to, he does levels as well. So I use his levels and then the psychological levels of 620, 600, and all of that.
Because that seems to be the number that everyone has on their radar here is 620. Like everyone and their mother.
Yeah. I mean, you can go ahead and look at, let's say, October 12th and 13th. 620 is where it kind of bounced. You keep going, and you can see where 620 was resistance at what point as well. So that's probably how they're getting it. Or they're copying each other. You know how it goes.
Hey, what's up, Eric Bosch?
What's
Trading
up,
in the house. Wait, let's go to that Netflix chart. 620.
Yeah,
okay.
you can see it was on September 8th as well. So if we look at September 8th, at least I've got September 8th on
September 8th.
Sorry, not 8th.
Oh,
my bad.
That guy, the high.
Yeah, like near there.
Yeah. Okay. All right. It's sort of 6:15.
Yeah, it's a little bit off, but
hey, before I forget, in case I'm not on this show tomorrow, Ryan, I wanted to give you fair.
You will be on tomorrow.
Oh, you're not going to be here. That's right. I forgot. Okay. You know what? Then never mind. I'm going to save it for tomorrow.
I mean, that's really unfortunate.
Where are you going, Mitch?
I was excited to hear what you had to say.
No. I'll save it for tomorrow.
It's a teaser.
It's not relevant for today. It's not relevant for today. It's relevant for tomorrow. So we'll I'm gonna write it down and we'll
hang on. Where are you going, Mitch?
I'm sorry, boys. I didn't get all pretty just for you guys. I'm heading to Austin. I'm gonna go see Formula One for the first time.
Oh my God!
Super excited about that.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
So
got the bands here, 3-day bands. Gonna have some good time. Hey, gotta have a great time, right? One of the things we build, but we also know how to have fun here at Benzinga, and we're definitely gonna have a good time.
I
That's
am
awesome,
I am so jealous of you, Mitch. I want to go see a Formula One race so badly. I hope you have an absolutely unbelievable time.
Yeah.
Should
Thank
we
you.
all
Appreciate
should we
it,
all
guys.
just buy the Formula One stock right now? FWONA.
Hey.
I don't even know. Is it
What's
liquid?
what's the thesis behind that? What's the thesis behind
Well,
That
that?
Mitch is gonna go
Mitch
and
is
drop
gonna
a milli.
and
That's
It's
not
also-
good enough for my investment.
I got you. I got you, Ryan. The thesis is that the show on Netflix has created a new drive in the sport. And long term, with another race being added in Miami next year, you're going to continue to see this trend getting picked up in the United States. More Formula One fans. I think this is a race that's way better than NASCAR. Of course, I'll find battles on that end. But in my side, I think you're going to start seeing NASCAR lose market share to Formula One in the United States. And this is why I would say, long term.
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree with you on that premise. I also think that Formula One is way more entertaining than NASCAR. I like it more. I agree with you. I think that it's going to continue to build its fan base here. The more races we put here, the better. But how does that translate to the stock? I guess that's what I'm looking for. How just having another race, you think there's just going to be more people, more money, and that's the
no, but
I just don't know how it lines up.
by every objective measure, Formula One engagement in the U.S., which is, let's be honest here, the biggest factor here is the United States. Engagement is at an all-time high, and in large part due to the Netflix documentary. That's, I think we're on season 3 or 4 now. But like Mitch said, they've literally doubled the amount. I mean, they've doubled it from 1 to 2, but they've doubled the amount of races in the United States. The U.S. is a giant untapped market. Formula One is not that big here yet.
Last thing, just to finish off this topic here, record-breaking 23 races next year. It's never had 23 races. They're increasing the races, and thus, I think some more attraction to the sport.
They're simultaneously getting the U.S. money and that Middle Eastern oil money. So,
all right. Let me throw out some stocks right quick because I didn't get a chance to get through them. So Bitcoin name, BTCM, I'm going to be looking at. Solar names, I'll be looking at. That's been doing pretty well. I'll be looking for reversals in restaurants, anything that was strong to reverse. Trucking industry looking to continue being strong. PTSI, USAK are the names in that area that I'll be looking. I'm also looking for FDX to start getting strong and try to maybe fill that gap. If you see this on the daily, you'll see a big gap up right above it, FDX, FedEx. I'm looking to see if that can go ahead and close that gap. We'll see what happens there. That's one definitely on my radar. Another one that's on my radar is DKS. DKS has been coming down the last 2 days, but did have a strong Monday. Looking for it to have another strong day today. How's the SPY doing right here at the open? You guys may ask. Well, we're actually jumping right up on the SPY, so we'll see what happens with this one. And if you guys got anyone to take a look at, I know BGFV is another one. If DIX gets moving, I'll look for this one to get strong today. Also VSCO, I'm keeping a close eye on it. Victoria's Secret, I know a lot of people aren't talking about this stock, and when the stock gets sleepy down here, I kind of like it if it gets strong through 53 today.
All right, I'm watching a lot here off the open. I'm watching BBIG pop off the open a little bit. As a reminder, there is some massive confusion on the BBIG front, but we're going to have the CEO.
When is that happening? I saw your Slack message. What's going on there?
12:15 today, 3 hours from now. We're going to have Ted from Zash on to talk about BBIG. So hopefully by then we'll clear up any confusion. The stock is confused because it went down from the high 7s to the mid 5s last night, and now it's back over almost at $7 this morning. So
I'm gonna be tuned in.
Did you say that was 12:30?
12:15 Eastern.
12:15, excuse me.
Speaking of which, BBIG are trying to approach the $7 mark. There's a sweeper that came in for this week's 6.5 calls, putting in approximately 12 to 13,000 in it. So it's interesting that you mentioned that. Maybe it's Ryan that went ahead and purchased it, but
Say again? I'm sorry,
that's awesome. No, I'm just messing around.
Not Ryan.
Okay.
Not Ryan. What else? Let's catch up on the chat. I haven't.
AMD looking at push on that 117 area. Didn't really give us anything. I'm personally not seeing anything here. Not yet, at least.
I'm watching CYCN, just a kind of a low price penny stock here off the open. Through 3 seems to be a spot. We'll see if it ends up taking it. No position right now.
What was that again, Ryan?
CYCN. This would just be a scalp day trade. I don't have a position. I'm looking at it through 3.
CYCN. Okay.
No volume
Needs
on
volume.
these bros.
Needs volume.
I was trying to take the bros, but there's not a single contract trading there right above it.
I noticed Apple pushed right out of the open. Zunaid, were you on Apple?
Nope, not yet. I wanted to see how it behaves. So once it creeps up, matter of fact, thank you for reminding me. What I'm going to go ahead and do is set an alert at 149.90, just so then I can plan out what I want to do. Initially, I will go ahead and grab some puts. So I went ahead and set the alert. I am going to grab some puts for it to reject that 150 area. If it doesn't and it continues, then obviously I'll get out of puts, wait for the basing over 150, and then grab some calls with a stop loss underneath. But if folks did want to risk some things, you can grab a YOLO if you wanted right off the bat. Let's see what you can grab. Apple doesn't report this week, but you can grab like a 150 for 76 cents if you wanted. You know, nothing too crazy.
Here, speaking of Apple, I'm sorry. How long out were you thinking of going?
Oh, I play weeklies, so
okay.
Yeah. But of course, if you wanted to play the earnings run up, then that's something that's different, right? And as you can see, I went ahead and set my alert right over there. But yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of, don't we have? Doesn't Snap report tomorrow or something like that?
Yeah, Snap is tomorrow, but real fast on the Apple front.
What's up?
Because Apple's a week from. When is Apple? A week from today?
Yeah, I think it's Tuesday.
Let me check. Apple reports
Thursday, October 28th.
Yeah, October. Yep. There we go. October
A week from
28th.
tomorrow.
After the close, so a week from tomorrow. So let me look at some Apple stuff here that I've got open. So we're a week out from Apple's earnings. No real. I was gonna give you what the historical trend is, but no real discernible trend to speak of. It generally trades higher, but not by a significant margin. So no real trend to speak of to Apple leading into earnings.
There's $7 on BBIG, by the
Long
way. 710 approaching.
BTCM.
Mitch is long BTCM.
975s.
Oh,
Let's go.
Hey, sell right now.
100 shares at 975. Looking for it to pop through 10. We'll see what happens here.
What's your stop loss on that?
960s. 961 is the low right now. We wouldn't want it to break the low of the day. I've been actually watching this one for multiple days. Actually got stopped out of it yesterday, break even at 950. So a little upset about that. But one thing is I expected to break out yesterday through 10. Didn't get it. Looking for the strength to continue right here. If not, we'll go ahead and cut it also. So giving myself a shot for it to continue today. I always feel in this environment, especially in a free commission environment, it's okay to cut a trade, especially if you gave it some time, gave it that chance to break out. It doesn't. When it comes back, don't let it become a loser. In my eyes, I didn't want to let that become a loser. So I broke even yesterday, looking for it to continue today. We'll see what happens.
You know what's interesting here is this Netflix off the open. Netflix, here, I'll pull up the Netflix chart. I'm getting a Slack call. Ignore that. Yeah, this Netflix chart off the open here, as I pull it up, is not looking. I have to reload it 1 second. It's not looking pretty. Come on, chart. I want you to load for me.
It doesn't like you?
It's going to make me refresh. All right.
I got you if you want. I have it up.
Netflix leaking hard off. Again, what Mitch and I thought was a relatively solid report, but you did have that run up. Here we go. I'm back.
I'll tell you one thing. I owe you lunch at least.
Yeah, you do. Well, you know what? You can pay that lunch to Aaron Thomas because I owe him a lunch. So,
using one lunches to pay off other lunch debts.
That's how you do it.
Wow,
That's America, baby.
That's
you need to have some bank.
That's like selling a call to finance the purchase of another contract. I'm actually impressed with Spencer. I like that a lot.
Yeah. Well, technically, I owe Aaron Thomas a specific lunch.
Isn't it like steak or something? Like
I owe him. I owe him a Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
That's not a bad look there.
Specific lunch there. Anyway, Netflix leaking hard off the open now, down 3% today.
All right. I want to point out a trade here that I would take if I had shorts available to me, which would be bros. I'm not going to do the options because I looked at it. I think is expensive. I suck at options, so I would do the common trade here. I don't have shorts available to me to easily short here at 66.40, but that's the level that I would go off of, and my stop would be 66.80. I don't normally short stocks at all-time highs. I normally would never do this. Only when I do this is when I feel there's a catalyst that's affecting the stock that's not within the stock. It's not a bros catalyst. It's an overall restaurant catalyst on the downside. So that's why I would go and attack it. All right, looking at bros, look at bros. Looking at BTCM, continue on up here to 995s on the ask. Let's see if we can get it through 10. If we get it through 10, we'll look for that move to 1025. I'm going to take some out there because I would have a $50 gain just there, and I'm going to look for the rest to continue through up to 1050. We'll see if we get that move in BTCM.
What do you guys think about Tesla? Well, they report earnings later today. You guys,
let's take a look at the chart. So to me, one of the things is Tesla's done a massive move into the earnings report. And whenever you have that massive move into the earnings report, you just have very high bar to set here for it to get to, let's say, earnings and then all of a sudden show up at 900. I think you're going to get a move towards 850 today. If you can get it in the intraday, maybe you can get a pop-up with the earnings come out, but I would look for a weekday and then a strong earnings report. But of course, it's always a flip of a coin whenever you're talking about earnings. And so I personally don't like to trade stocks the same day that they're going to have the earnings unless I'm looking to get out before the earnings.
BBIG, go to that 7. Sorry, go ahead, Ryan.
No, I was just going to say my plan with Tesla was I thought it was going to trade up into earnings. Again, this was something that we had talked about a number of times. I don't have any type of edge for the particular earnings. I actually think it's kind of a crapshoot a lot of the times. So I'm certainly not going to take a position for it. Little concerning, I guess, that we're kind of selling off out of the open. We haven't really sold past the pre-market lows. I guess we'll use that as the stop on any type of day trade today if you take it.
Who was it in the chat that was asking? Leilani was asking about Netflix and why it's down. Leilani, this is kind of what Netflix does. This is what Netflix does. I'll pull up a chart here, but first off, forget what the numbers were for a second on Netflix. Look at this run that we've had. I mean, Netflix was so quiet for 13 months, right? From there. No, we'll even zoom out, actually. Netflix was so quiet from, July of last year to August of this year, right? So quiet. Didn't really do anything. Stuck in this range. Then it broke out new all-time highs. So you had to run up into the earnings. So that's one thing. Second thing, though, is this is what Netflix does. I mentioned this on the stream yesterday, definitely on the if not on the pre-market show, then on the power hour or the after hours. I forget where I said it, but I definitely said it. Netflix is more likely than not to trade lower the day after its earnings report. It almost always, in the last 3 years, it almost always opens down, regardless of what the numbers are. And 10 of the last 12 quarters, Netflix has opened down after the morning after earnings. Why? That's just what Netflix does. That's just what it does.
Could be profit takers because Netflix has been really strong for a long time.
It could be. But this is just how some stocks just behave in a certain way. And for whatever reason, this is Netflix. 10 out of the last 12 quarters has opened lower. I'm not even getting into the magnitude of the move or anything like that. Just up or down. It is down way more often than it is up. So
and it looks like the drop is getting bought here, at least since the open.
Let's pull up intraday.
All right, guys, just want to call out some sector here that's looking hot. Healthcare looking hot there. Healthcare plans looking really good there, up 2.73%. So Anthem, MOH, UNH, HUM, all looking strong right out the gates. Top leader is ANTM, about almost 6% on the open drive.
BBIG is kind of hanging around $7. If you want to, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a $7 call here on BBIG. It's going to be a YOLO for me, so it's about 50 cents right here on the ask. 51 cents now. I'm going to go ahead and grab one of those simply because the last time, if I remember correctly, when the CEO came on, the stock was, having a great move and was a killer. And if he's able to provide some bullish insight, wouldn't be surprised if traders want to hop on this train and kind of take it a little bit further out. So that's the only reason I'm buying it. It's not fundamental. It's not whatever. It's just in case he says something during the interview that's beneficial.
12:15 p.m. ET. Moss makers. 12:15
there you
p.m.
go.
Eastern time.
Yep.
We're gonna clear up any confusion around this.
In terms of trading, though, if you wanted to grab it around here, you can. The stop loss would be maybe about 13 cents, give or take, around the $6.87 area. So even for a trade, it's not bad, but just know that you might get stopped out very easily, as it's.
Wait. What the hell just happened in Bitcoin? Oh, is that the new high right there?
6K on futures contract for Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a reason why I'm long a Bitcoin stock, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? Actually, it's not
How's your
just
trade
Bitcoin.
doing? You got an open trade right now, right, Mitch? How's that doing?
It's holding right now. I'm looking for the breakout through 10. I'm actually going to let you guys know I don't do this often, but I'm looking for the momentum to continue. I just put a stop limit order buy out.
Yes.
Looking to add on the trade if it goes through the breakout. If it goes through the breakout, I'm going to take a swing here for you guys. Let's see what happens here. BTCM now showing 993 on the ask. 1001 would get that fill. And so I put a 10 with a 1001. So I'm not looking to get a 10 and then all of a sudden get a fill at 1025. I'll take the 1001 fill if it gets me. If not, let it keep going. Look for the breakout here. Here it goes, baby. Starting to get there. Let's see what happens. There it goes.
Nice.
There's
Did you get
10.
filled on that 1001?
Let's see what happens. Yup, got filled on the 1001. Got an average of 984 now, guys. Looking to sell some here into the move. Looking at 1025 to sell some. And then we're going to look for the rest of the move through 1025, through 1050. Apologize for that.
All right. Well, while Mitch is watching his trade, it's really not just Bitcoin that is up today. It's actually literally everything. Literally
Crypto
all.
Update time?
What?
Crypto update.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing the crypto update. This is it. You want me to play the thing? Fine. Literally everything is green. Every single crypto. If there were concerns, and I did have some concerns. First, I thought that that we were going to break out the new highs because of the Bitcoin futures ETF. Then I thought, wait a minute. Feels like it could be a topping event, right? A Bitcoin topping event. Everyone got in ahead of the Bitcoin futures ETF launch, and then just classic buy rumors, sell news type of thing. But my first instinct appears to have been correct. Every crypto is in the green today. Bitcoin, Ethereum, nice to see you at almost 4,000 Ethereum. Everything, it's green. I'm sure there are some cryptos that are down. There's like thousands of them, so some of them are definitely down, but not the biggest ones. And so good day for all of us. Let's take a look while we're here at the Bitcoin futures ETF. Where's my Benzinga Pro? There it is. Ticker BITO. And then while we're there, we will also look at the second Bitcoin futures ETF that opened today. There is my Pro. Go to the charts. BITO. What's going on? Look at that. We got about $43. Let's get off a 1 minute chart. Again, this is gonna basically move with Bitcoin. I don't know what the NAV is as of the close. It's got to be somewhere around the high 41s, right? But this is gonna move with Bitcoin. This thing took in an absolutely insane amount of money yesterday. If you missed it, I read off the stat at the top of pre-market prep, and I'll find it for you right now.
Sorry, can't hear you.
Yeah, so
I
moved away from the mic. New ETFs always launch with some seed capital, right? And the BITO ETF yesterday launched with $20 million already invested in the fund. And yesterday,
boom, baby.
Hold that thought, Mitch. Yesterday, it ended the day with $550 million invested in the fund. So it took in about $530 million in 1 day. In 1 day, that's inflows.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's insanity. $500 million in one day. You don't see that. How is the BTFD doing? That's the other one.
That's, I feel like, the one that people are going to want. But again, I don't know. I don't know the backstory of it, but just the fact that it's BTFD is going to be nice on that one. Mitch, it looks like you got your target.
Yep, just hit the first target down. There you go. Locked in the first 100 shares there at that 1025. Now we'll look to have the less of the 50 shares up at 1050, and the rest of it's break even. This is what I call a risk-free trade now. At this point, I shouldn't lose a single cent on the shares, and I can let the trade work. This is when you got to let the emotions go down and not worry about the trade anymore. Give yourself the pat on the back. You already executed. Now you're looking for that reward too. If it gets there, it does. If not, I'll break even on the rest and give myself another pat on the back.
There you go. Nice. Great trade there, man.
Yeah, great job.
Great job, Mitch. As a reminder, everyone, while we are on the topic of Bitcoin, you can get some free Bitcoin if that's your thing, if you want that sort of thing. You just got to go to Voyager.com or download the Voyager app, fund your account $100, use the offer code ZING when you sign up, make your first trade, and they'll give you $50 in Bitcoin for FREE. That's free.
You got Apple creeping up. You got Apple creeping up close to the 150 area. It's not there quite yet, so no trade from me, but it is trying to make something happen. But what you got, Mitch?
No, just wanted to warn, there is a seller at 1032. There was 28,000 shares that were sold there, and only 15,000 were on the buy. That's a clear example of there's a seller there. Let's see if we can get through that wall. That's at 1032.
Can we see your level?
I am bullish.
It's on.
It's on a different one.
Yeah, it's on a different platform. I just have to pop it out.
Yeah, I'm sure the viewers would love that.
I am bullish Apple.
Here, this is the volume analysis that I'm looking at right now. So there you guys see it. There's the 28 on the sell right there. And so you see the push of the sell. So that gives you just a signal that, hey, there might be a seller up there that took some off, just like I did, took some into the trade. And now let's see if it breaks through that level. That will give us that next level up. I'll sell out at 1050 and take the trade.
What is that, Weeble?
Plan. Yeah, that's a Weeble. At least level 2.
I might have to get one.
See, it's times like these where I'm mad at myself for not just dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin. We just made a new
averaging up or down?
Up every buying every month. We're at new highs right now.
Did you get into the one yesterday, Spencer?
And Ethereum. The ETF?
Yeah.
No. I own Bitcoin. I don't need to own the ETF.
Well, yeah, you already have some exposure. I don't have exposure, so I'm looking for it.
Yeah, I own Bitcoin. It's not really for
I remember my mom told me to buy Bitcoin when it was around $600, and I was like, "Mom, I'm not doing that nonsense." And who's the dumb one now?
Dude, Bitcoin.
Bring your mom on.
Did your mom buy some? Because that would really be the ultimate.
Bitcoin went from 20,000 to 3,000 in 2018.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it went to 4,000 to 5,000 with the 2020 crash, right? So there was another great opportunity there.
We don't need Yolo Zunaid no more. We need Yolo Zunaid's mother.
Well, that's the thing, right? It was such a crazy phenomenon that everyone wanted to go ahead and grab it and this and that. It was one of those where it's like, oh, okay, cool. I am very surprised that I wasn't like, oh, okay, cool, like 1,000. If it doesn't work out, cool, whatever. If it does, So
frankly, I'm impressed that your mother even knew what Bitcoin was.
Yeah, man. When those WhatsApp messages go to everybody, everyone wants to talk about it. You know what I mean?
I don't think my mom understands Bitcoin yet, but I to your point, Spencer, this is why I like mining it so much.
Hey,
because I'm constantly adding to it, and every time we hit new highs, I'm always like,
this is something I'll never forget. I just pulled up a Bitcoin chart. This is from the end of 2017 / early 2018. Y'all remember this? I'll never forget this gap where my cursor is. That was right after Thanksgiving in the United States. Big holiday,
I remember that.
Lots of family gatherings. And I guess everyone talked about Bitcoin because we came back from that, that long weekend, that Monday afterwards, and everybody was buying Bitcoin. That was, it had already made this huge run, you can see, but it went into it went to overdrive after Thanksgiving in the US. So I'll never forget that. And then we, of course, topped out for the moment. At I guess around 19,000, and then slowly went back down.
Guys, just want to point something out. Bros getting destroyed.
Jesus.
Oh, did you go short? No, you said the contracts.
I wanted to. I wanted
Way
to.
to be
The
negative,
contracts. The contracts there.
Berlin is saying we need a happy hour on your Bitcoin mining action, Ryan. I'd be happy to do that. If there is enough interest, I would be happy to tell you what I do, how I do it, and how I learned to do it. It's actually fairly simple. As long as you have the hardware, it's fairly simple to do.
Yeah, I'm looking at these contracts again for bros. I don't blame you, dude. These are juiced up for sure.
You feel
no
me?
question. Yeah,
All
I don't
right,
blame
so
you.
at least I'm not dumb. You guys can go.
No,
back
no.
I was
Yeah, I mean,
about 'em.
well, so here's the thing, right? They're expensive because they're all the way a month out. It's not like you have weeklies
That's
that you
the
can go ahead and
problem.
play. And so that's the problem. Like they might be priced, quote unquote, correctly. And I say that with a very loose definition, but it's also not a weekly. So
I want to address something in the chat. Monopoly, you may have missed it, but we're going to have Ted Farnsworth on our stream at 12:15 p.m. Eastern time today. Okay, we're going to have the co-founder of the damn company, right, of Zash on the stream. So find me another company that's going to have the CEO on today, and I will. I don't know what I'll do, but the point is you won't. Okay, so we're going to have the company itself on the show today. So whatever you think we did, or whatever you want to blame, you want to blame us. You want to blame us for the stock being down. We're gonna have the CEO on the show in 2 hours. Okay, 12:15 p.m. Eastern time. So
I don't remember us. I don't remember us ever saying go buy it. I think we just bring the CEO on. If the CEO says something that people like, then they go buy it.
Hey guys, I need to bring this out to everybody. This is more important. Q's getting tanked here.
This is more important.
Yeah,
right.
You're right. You're right. It is more important.
He's absolutely right.
This is way more important, guys. Q's turn around there really hard there. I'm looking to see if the SPY is going to flip also. We did get a breakout on the SPY. This is why it's weird. You usually don't get the Q's to trade against the SPYs, but right now they are trading against it. See what happens, and then we'll see if there's a continued reaction from this, or maybe you see a laggard effect on the SPY, and the SPY just starts dropping down here to the VWAP. We'll see what happens. I think this is way more important. Focus on the bigger stocks that are moving right now. BBIG is just it's retail hype, so I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah, no doubt there. Real quick, I just want to answer a question. Jason Jerome is asking, Ryan, analysis on mining BTC versus Ethereum. Very simple. Mine whatever is more profitable. My miner automatically goes back and forth between the most profitable coins, and I get paid out in Bitcoin. That's what I want. So hopefully that helps. Right. Mitch, I do agree with you though. BBIG, this is more of a retail thing. Focus on some of those bigger plays. You're going to be able to be more consistent, and if you're trading those, you're going to be able to make more sense of your trades. Also, the whole FUD thing, we've talked about this before. Anytime I hear someone yelling about FUD, I kind of just ignore it.
I don't know what FUD is. Is that like a stock or something?
Yes, it's a stock.
No,
I just feel bad for
fear,
FUD
uncertainty, and
Rutgers.
doubt is what it stands for.
Hey, Spencer, stay at home. Don't give me that smart answer, Spencer.
wait. Mitch said he feels bad for FUD Rutgers. Is FUD Rutgers still a thing?
You see that? You like that one right there? The FUD Rutgers, bro. Feel bad. That company's going down.
I don't think FUD Rutgers is still around.
Dude, man, I used to love their 1 pound burger.
You know what? Hex 214 Pony, that's a very good idea. Hey, everyone, please remember all the information from our show is meant to be used as informational purposes, not for investing or trading advice.
Why not, though? No, I'm just joking. But BTCM, let's see if we get this move to 1050. Let's go.
Hey, you know what's made a move in the last 5 minutes? Is BOWX. I'm sure you will discuss this on SPAX Attack today, Mitch. This is a company that is going to be WeWork. BOWX.
Yes, we will. I actually wanted to trade that one today. I was looking at it. Did it switch over yet? Well, it looks like on mine.
It's supposed to switch over today, but it
looks strong. It looks like that.
I mean, it looks strong in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah. One of the things is these like to do these little squeezes, Spencer, where all of a sudden it just starts squeezing. But one thing, I actually got caught in one of these, so I will let you guys know. You got to be super careful with them. One that I got caught on was Core. And this one, did it get me? You see this pop on where we see this big candle? That's where I got caught, guys. And that's why you always got to have your out though, because if I wouldn't have got my out, guess what happened? I would have been holding that bag, boy. So you got to know you're out on these. I always say that it's okay to take a trade on these SPACs, But if you don't know your out plan, don't even start.
I'm getting a couple of questions here real quick on my mining rigs. Let me just address it real quick and get it out of the way. I don't have a rig dependent for mining. I use my computer to mine because I have a graphics card that's capable of doing that. Spencer, if you'd throw up my screen here real quick. I use NiceHash as my actual miner. It's basically just an app. It mines as part of a pool. It mines the most profitable coin that it can find based on your plugins and then pays you out in Bitcoin. So I don't have a spare rig. I noticed Voodoo was also saying that profit on mining is the cost of electricity to mine it efficiently. It's dependent on that. I only run this miner when my computer is on. So my computer would be on regardless. If you set up a miner that's going to stay on 24/7, then you probably need to figure out more of those electrical costs. The reality is my computer would be on anyway. Does it take more power to mine? Yes, but it's fairly negligible. My computer is not on for the purpose of mining. Hope that helps.
I like it. Apple, unfortunately, I missed my short by 20 cents. I didn't trigger it. Hit a high of 149.75, where my trigger was around the 149.95 area. So that kind of sucked, but that's all right. We'll see if it comes back to give me another opportunity. But for now, no play for me in Apple whatsoever.
So I talked about that seller up at 1032s. Guess where BTCM just pushed up, went to 1033s, and then really quickly pulled back down. Another wave of selling there that I could clearly see. That
graph that you showed from Webull, that was really interesting. That was trades that have already taken place in terms of sell volume and all of that, right? Because remember, Robinhood had a level 2 analysis where it was more so of the orders that are out there, like future orders. But what you showed was past orders, and that's really cool too.
Yeah, let me see if I can detach this whole thing for us. It'll detach it in separate. So what I usually use is I use the volume analysis, I use the time in sales, and I also get my open information from Webull. You can get open like imbalances right from Webull. The reason I use Webull is because I only need to pay $2.99 to have this live data. I'll pay $2.99 anytime to get that kind of live data.
That's a great, I like it. That's
you gotta know where you can get cheap data. To me, Webull is one of those.
I like it.
That is expensive, man. If I paid that from the NASDAQ, I'd be probably paying like $50 to $100 just a month just to get that data. Look at the queues. Look at the queues, guys.
I have to hop off here in a second, but before I do, I am strongly considering selling my Starbucks today.
Yeah, I would strongly consider it too.
What's the thought?
What is it near 115, right?
So I've been long Starbucks from 94. Okay, from 94. We went from 94 all the way to 130 something, right? Or 120 something. Now we're down to 114. The Brinker International earnings report that was so terrible this morning was kind of spooking me, and I'm thinking a lot about input costs and commodity costs and inflation and labor costs, and I don't know. I bought this at 94.34 was my cost basis, with no real timetable or anything like that. I just kind of bought it because I liked it, and so now I'm sort of stuck in this. Maybe I just sell half.
I mean, and also see when they report, because you might get a little earnings run up. It might hit resistance here shortly at 115.
I'm scared.
Dividend story?
Not even a run up. I'm not saying hold it through earnings, but
maybe. When do they report? They report. I bet you it's soon. Yeah, they report on the 28th. They report next. What's that? Next Thursday.
Next week. Yeah.
Yeah.
You also have, I think, your ex-div on November 10th.
I don't know if I can wait that long.
Yeah. You don't want to go through earnings if you're already kind of scared about what's going to happen.
I'm just setting the table for you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
And depending on how many shares you have, maybe you can grab a put to protect yourself and then sell some covered calls and try to,
You know what? That's also an idea. That's a good thought. All right, I'm not going to do anything right now, but I'm gonna marinate. Let this marinate today, because, or I'm gonna let this slow roast today.
Man, that's short on bros.
Did you just say you're going to let it slow roast?
That is really nice.
Yes.
Slow roast.
Well done.
This is more like a dark roast, though.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
That was a good
All right.
point out on that.
Okay, I have to hop off, guys. You guys are gonna end this stream at 10:30. No David Green is today, and just end the stream at 10:30, and then Spax Tack at 11. I'll be back on at 12:15 with Ted Farnsworth from Vinco Ventures.
I am about to
and
set my alarm.
catch you guys there.
All right, guys, definitely smash the like as you guys see us giving on these live trade ideas. So if you guys can support us, support Benzinga, hit the subscribe and the like. Let's see if we can get up to 300 likes. Yes, I'm calling it out. That'd be about 75% of the viewers out there. You guys give me the opinion either way. Are you liking this or unliking this? I don't even care if you hit that unlike. I just want your opinion. And you guys let us know if you guys are getting value out of this. All right, so the bros there, I don't know where it can stop here. Definitely looking like it's trying to get back towards the high on the daily. That's what I was actually looking for. Coming back towards this 59.25 area. Right now we're trading at 60.67. We'll see if it can come back towards that level. Bros with a pullback. Do I think this is coming all the way back down to 50? Not really. I just think that it was kind of the wash around trade today. So that's why I was talking about it.
No, that's definitely a nice call out there. If the options were weeklies available, then that would have been a lovely one to trade. But like you said, they were a little too juicy.
Hey, I hope you guys smash the like. And yes, Spencer is not the risk taker, guys. We'll say it now that he's off. It's okay, guys. Spencer's the investor. We need an investor here. We're always going to just be worrying about our day trades.
Hey, man, he's recently engaged. He's got to be smart with his money. I don't blame him.
He's also long Bitcoin right now, so he's doing really good.
Yeah.
One thing I would
really taken off.
I'd also say is that at the end of the day, he has a portfolio, unlike a lot of us out there.
Very true.
A real one. So that matters also. That's why you see him bringing up Starbucks. That's why you see him bringing up SoFi and things like that.
Yeah, but I mean, to that point, like being diversified across your investments is always going to be the right way to do it. I don't know anyone that's just a day trader or just a swing trader. They do a combination of all of the different trades. And a lot of times they have those accounts separated so that they don't really get themselves in trouble.
Yeah, that's one thing that you'll learn in the market. There's a lot of different traders like that. And I mean, you just got to find what works for you, really.
I'm not even seeing as many options flow that gets me excited. No $1 million flow as far as I can tell.
Yeah, neither. I'm seeing them on Wish right now, by the way. If you want to pull up Wish real quick on your chart, there,
$6.
I mean, if you look at an intraday chart, perhaps a 1 minute or a 5 minute, it's obviously pushing the high, and we're trying to take out yesterday's intraday high, which happened on volume. It's sweeping like crazy right now. I'm not interested in this. Like, I don't believe in this company. It's hard for me to actually take a stab at this. So
I could take a day trade.
I made that comment because you said you're not seeing sweeps that interest you. The only sweeps I'm seeing don't really interest me. I'm with you on that.
Yeah. And I want like the $1 million flows we talked about it on Slack, where I think it was Equifax that had like $2-3 million come in, and that worked out really well. So that's the type of flow that I want. But yeah, you are seeing more and more calls coming in on Wish. Just saw another about $30,000 worth on the $6 calls expiration next week.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's trying to take out this high here at 556. Nice bid under it. Big seller that we're taking out here, though. I think it pops. Here we go. Through now on 556.
Yeah.
558 looks like the high that I have. Is that what you have? 558 high print.
Exactly that.
So
I would look for pullbacks to 550 to hold. If that doesn't hold, it can definitely flip. And then I only see really movement towards 590s, at least from my look on the hourly chart. I would go back on the hourly, call the next high that I could clearly see, which would be up here. And you could do 584s or 590s. That's where I could see it going to. But is that enough for me to try to chase this right here? It's only 3.86% up. Not enough for me to think that it's going towards 630. At least the volume. I think this is all has to do with that volume that came in at the close yesterday. So you saw what? You saw what's the volume here? The volume was 28.3 million on that last hour right into the close.
So on Wish, and actually here you can actually bring up my screen if you want. I pulled my broker up here. Again, didn't trade this, right? Have no active trade. But this is one we're seeing. What the trade here is going to be through 550, right? So I've got the daily here. We're looking at the daily. We're in kind of a really rough trend here with the daily. Down here, I've got a 5 minute that's got a standard deviation channel on it, and I'm pretty much marking off the level where this stopped. This stopped at about 550, 551. We had an intraday high yesterday of 555. So let's call it that range. 550 through 555 is going to be your resistance zone. Now you can see that as soon as we took that out on volume, look what this stock did. Not only did we pop through that range, but now we're another 15 cents ahead of that. So to your point about you guys wanting to be able to hold this or wanting this to be able to pull back before you load, that's exactly what I would do in a swing trade situation. However, if we have a spot that we're able to identify in real time and we're going to take that out, there's no reason you can't scalp this stock for 10, 15 cents easily off of those sweeps. So be interesting to see where we go from here. It actually looks like it's going to take 570 out.
I love how people are saying you could heat your home with the mining rig. That's kind of how I heat my office.
It's true.
It literally is. My office gets warmed up in the mornings. I don't need a heater. I just turn my computer on.
Any
really
Bitcoin
funny.
mining machine.
Does it really get that
here on
hot?
570?
Yeah,
Through
dude.
here on 570.
Oh, wow.
Any mining machine also serves as a heater. And so
Yep.
it's important to think about that when you're actually setting this
You know
up.
what a lot of people do is they put it in their basement because the heat rises, right? And so it just literally just rises throughout the house.
Very interesting. Did not know that. Learn something new every day.
Yeah, you can look up videos about it.
In a month.
There's certain people killing their whole gas energy that they would normally use.
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
making money.
Interesting.
Not a bad way to make some money, right? I mean, I don't think it's a bad way.
I want to go back to your bros real quick. It is gonna. I mean, if it does try to touch VWAP, would not be surprised if it kind of rejects. So for folks that may want to get into it with shares, whatever, I think the risk reward is better when it tries to get close to that VWAP, and then you can see if it rejects and play it that way. So just my 2 cents, because I am keeping an eye on bros. I personally won't take the trade. I don't know enough, but just simply going off of that VWAP should be there. Netflix.
And
I
Netflix want to
is
show
now
a pattern right quick before you get to Netflix.
Go ahead.
Tesla. Tesla here. You see this pattern. This is the common pattern right here, guys. You see what do you guys think this is in the chat? Before I go ahead and give the pattern out, I like to test the chat. What do you guys think this pattern looks like right here? Let's give Zunaid a test here. What is this
ramp.
pattern?
I'm going with skateboard ramp.
Well,
skateboard ramp.
That actually gives you some insight, right? So incline, right? So you see in the skateboard ramp, don't go over this with your electric scooter. The birds don't handle it well. Have you ever seen one of the birds break?
When do I get to guess at what this is?
I have not.
Because Ryan, you'll kind of get it right off the top. Yep. There it is in the chat. I'm starting to see it coming up there. Go for it, Ryan. What is it?
That is an ascending triangle.
Boom, baby.
There's a little break underneath.
Bourne and Webb. I'll give you guys the shot there. I'll give you the shot. So one of the things is this is also a bearish one because you got this. This is the neckline, right? And so a lot of times you want to trade this towards the trend, not against the trend. At least probability wise, it will tell you that you don't want to trade it against it. You want to trade it for the trend. It would be for a breakdown here move closer towards the low of the day, which is down here. You'd be chasing down towards, let's say, 850, 850s or 858s. Not saying that I'm going to trade Tesla short here, but I'm just kind of calling it out to show us a little bit of strategy and how a lot of people would take this look. Now let's move back to Netflix. I know that you wanted to talk about it. What's going on with the Netflix?
Well, Netflix and around the 620 area, we missed it on that dip buy there. But honestly, I'm not even too mad at it because it's not like it really set up anything too pretty for me. Now, if you're going to try to go short, right, I wouldn't be surprised if Netflix tries to creep up to that 640, 638 area, try to go from red to green, and then it rejects off of that and comes crashing down. If you want to go long, if it does go ahead and fail the 630, you can go ahead and see if you get a VWAP test of 625 area and then have your risk reward planned out from there. But that's what I'm seeing there. No trade for me at the moment, but those are the levels that I am keeping an eye out personally.
All right, guys, I might get stopped out of the rest of my BTCM. I have a stop placed here at the break even. It's a stop limit. I'll be putting it on it's at 985. and the stop would stop me out. The limit's at 983. So I would be getting out there with the rest of it break even. We did get our first reward, and we're looking forward to break out through that 1035. But what did I talk about was that 1032, there was a big seller, right, showing up. And where did it struggle? It struggled all in that area when it came back up. You see how it kept struggling there? There's a reason why. There's a big seller there. Let's see if we can get through it again. If we can, then we'll definitely look for the extension towards 1050. If not, the break-even trade on the rest of it is the way I like to execute. So you can't be upset when the trade goes against your way. You know, we all want rewards too in the second level up, but sometimes you're not going to get it. Establish the execution versus always just worried about the reward.
And real quickly, you know, as to what you were saying there, if you take if you flip back to my screen, we take a look at Wish again.
Yeah, let's
just
do
to kind
it.
of use this as an example here. Not only did we take out 570, but we took out 575 and 580. And one of the things that you're going to notice here, you were just saying about volume. This is what volume can do. Right? Volume can spark a trade no matter where you're at. So if you're at support, if you're at resistance, if volume all of a sudden comes in, that's going to be the impetus for one of the bigger moves. And that's exactly what you're seeing here in this stock. If we look back to yesterday, stock was kind of meandering around, not doing a whole lot. But as soon as the volume shoots up, we actually trade off balance. We're up here almost 45 cents here. We continue to do the exact same thing today, right? Kind of back and forth, not really anything exciting. As soon as that volume pours in, you get one of your outsized moves. So to your point about execution, Mitch, the reason I wait for volume is because that often helps me with my execution, especially on the shorter term trades. If I see the volume coming in, I know I'm going to be able to get in. I know I'm going to be able to get out. It makes the execution of whatever my trade plan is just that much easier.
Without a doubt, pinky up. Execution over reward.
I love it.
Pinky up, Mitch. I love that. Big trade here on Wish, by the way, through that 550 spot. Big trade.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the options kind of backing you up as well. And all it takes is a tweet from a well-known, whoever that may be, right? And that can kind of have things going as well. So
Easy talking about the healthcare stocks still doing well. I tried to point those out really quickly. That's why I use a lot of my sector analysis trying to find what's moving. Because, I mean, if you don't trade with what's moving, especially as a day trader, I feel a lot of times you get more stuck into, like, you just don't have momentum in your name. You want to have momentum in your name if you're day trading, especially. And so look for those momentum stocks that move right out the gate versus always just only looking at the gappers. That's what I see a lot of the day traders do. They only look at what's gapping pre-market versus what's moving from the open. That's so important because what it could be a reversal from the pre-market look, or it could be that you had that breakout look in the pre-market and then you're getting a quick washout at the gates.
Apple, by the way, is above VWAP. So if you wanted to YOLO some stuff, you could go ahead and take like a 150 call for 76 cents or so. If you wanted to YOLO it, that's cool. If you wanted to trade it, your stop loss should be below the 149 area if you're going to grab some shares. Would not be surprised if this crosses over 150 later on this week. But again, my initial trade will be a short near the 150 rejection area. If I'm wrong, I will flip over to calls if it crosses 150 and base is over. But something to think about because that's what I'm thinking about here when it comes to Apple.
Sorry, I'm actually looking at RDHL now. I think I have a potential trade lined up if this behaves. I'm trying to mark it off on my chart here, but I'm struggling. There we go. RDHL looks like to be a little bit of a spot here at 580. This looks to be one of the second intraday high that we set yesterday. Intraday high yesterday is going to be 598. So I think that if you take out 580 here, you're going to test 598, might pop over that. So potential little scalp play on RDHL through 580. No position. We're not through yet.
Yeah, I'm looking around here. I can't really find anything.
I'm looking for anything we can possibly trade. To Kevin, to your point, Tesla definitely found the bottom off that opening drop. Looks to be rebounding here. Really need to kind of clear out that pre-market high before we make a move higher, in my opinion.
All right, guys, looking for some solar names to start getting hot. I saw Max N not looking that bad. That one's the one that's on the upside today. iSun, another one. These have been doing really well. Look for JKS to get strong now. This was the one that I was going to look at also to get into it. You just saw a reversal from a morning kind of pattern. This was the morning pattern, the first 15 minutes of the day, and this was a bearish look. Now it's starting to flip. What you want to do is you want to see it really get strong here, show you some volume that wants to get back through 56. 56 is going to be an important price point. It's tried to get above that multiple times. Even in pre-market, it gave you that look, but it just didn't hold it. Let's see if we get through 56 now, and then it can just continue its leg up. And look at the daily chart. It has multiple highs there. If you see the high right now, 56.32. 56.48. There's a reason why I'm looking for it to get back above 56 and then try those highs. We'll see what happens on this name. Let's see what happens. Looks like we're starting to get a little bit of a hold on the Qs. So the Qs were coming down, and then they just went up back above VWAP, now holding VWAP. Let's see if we can get a push back up on these, and you can see some reversals in some of the tech names. Strong name today, Peloton, holding VWAP multiple times, trying to make another leg up. Not really the stock that I'd be looking at right now, but it's not looking bad, really. eBay is looking strong lately, man. I don't know what's going on, but eBay has really been looking strong. Not really my type of stock, but it definitely is looking strong today.
UEC just looks like it's trying to break out here. UEC looks like we've got a high
uranium.
High print of 377 from the previous day. Looks like we just took that out here at 378. So this doesn't look like as quick of a trade, but maybe if we build above 378, you might have some more room to for here. There's a nice breakout on the daily chart if you want to flip over to that daily chart.
Yeah, it's a good looking chart. I actually saw a Wall Street Journal article talk about how day traders were shorting uranium names, trying to knock them down after that big run recently. Looks like some traders found that article and just said, "Okay, you want to short? Let's break you through that. Let's break you through that resistance."
So Mitch, help me out here because you're the one that's studying the technical analysis. When you have a name that you know there are shorts in, and you have this formation where we set a daily high a couple of weeks ago, and now we're approaching that high, and we take that high out with those shorts still in the name. What does that tell you? How do you think about that as a trader?
Well, it's going to be a big important thing is let's look right now. I need to see the level 2. The level 2 is going to tell us a lot. Why?
Huge offer at 380.
Exactly. That's what I was looking for. How big of an offer? What is it at? 100s, 200s, 300s? What
738.
Perfect example. And so that's exactly what you want to be looking at. So what does that show you? That there is probably some short sellers. And what does that show you? That they have their line in the sand. What does this give you? It actually gives you momentum to the upside because remember, if they cover into the breakout and then everybody else slams on the gas pedal to push it on up because they're looking for the buy breakout, that's how you get momentum to go through a breakout point. It's always going to help you if the name is shorted and now is flipping momentum and is getting towards a bull side because what happens? The bears get stuck. Literally, they get stuck. They have to go ahead and start getting out, not on the side that they want to get out, but on the opposite side, which is taking a loss on the spread. So a lot of times, let's say if I was short here and I went short, I shorted the bid 370. Boom, I got filled. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna hold 376. When I get out there, a lot of times, I'm not going to get filled at 376. I'm probably going to get filled on this breakout right here. I would have been getting filled at 382s. And so right now, you want to see the volume flow through and show us volume analysis. Let's take a look here. What are we seeing on the volume analysis? What do we see? Right there at 232 and 237, there's a lot of selling. Why? I would say a lot of covers going into that move. I got the wrong stock pulled up there.
I was going to say, I'm having a tough time following the chart.
No, sorry about that. So here's the volume analysis here. There you go. 368. There was a huge wall of selling. 75,000 shares were sold there. That was your short seller getting the hell out. Yep. Getting the hell out right there at 368. I'll show you guys this volume analysis right here. So when you see these big bars, that either is going to show me that there was either someone that was massively long and took the profits, but you got to ask yourself, is that a profit area, taking area? No, it's usually going to be an area where a shorter was like, this stock is going against me today. There was a lot of catalysts that was talking about that we were shorting this. Now you're seeing the flip. Am I getting squeezed out? And so I think that's exactly what you saw there. 76 should be another area, or 70s should be another area where you see red start coming in. And if you see on this, there's actually more buy volume today than sell volume. So as a shorter, I would definitely be concerned. And anytime that I short, I always look at the daily levels. And if it goes through that daily breakout, I'm not taking part in any short.
Okay,
That's like,
and there you go. And we continue to push up now. So I'm wondering if and when we actually trigger some of these shorts to cover. So
I think you already triggered it a little bit there at
Okay.
376, and now you're looking to see it continue to push on that person. But what happens also is this is a cheap name, so it's harder to decipher where the big orders are, right?
Yeah.
Because when it's a cheaper name, you could see a 10,000 share order go through here, and it'd be a retail trader.
Yeah,
right?
you could see a bunch of those.
And so that's the hard part a little bit here. I would pay attention that the money flow has been positive all morning. This is the minute chart, so you have to maybe look at the daily to see the positive flow, which is at 0.08. But that just shows me right there that money's coming into the name, not coming out of the name. And so if money's coming into it, I wouldn't be holding this right now. I'd be long this chart versus short this chart.
And so this is a great breakdown because we gave this to you before the break and we braked it down through the break. We're pushing now 385 ask here. Volume looks good. All of this looks good here. So
all right, I got another one that I think I might buy here. I'm looking for a reversal for BGFV, and I gave it the chances to break down here multiple times. So you got this attempt where it broke down and then it kind of bounced up, gave you a look like it wanted to break down right here. And now I'm looking for it to start pushing on up through the 2390s, get to 24, and then start pushing back out of this trend. And then we'd look for it to break out of the hourly downtrend. The hourly downtrend brings us up to 2450. And then the next level up is 25. We'll see if we can get this one to be a reversal trade in this. Overstock looking strong too. Longer term swing trade. I've been calling this one out. I like this look. I want to see it continue making that move. We did get a big rip to 84, pull back to support. Now it's pushing back up. I'd look for it to continue through 84. Wayfair is another area that I'm looking at. I'm trying to decipher the supply trade right now. Zunaid and Ryan, a lot of that is specialty retail. Which one's going to win? Which one's going to lose? I called out Best Buy earlier in the week. I think that one could be a winner. Walmart has been doing well, and so did Target. So keep your eyes on these types of trades. I think you're going to see some momentum in the names. Melly's one that I gave out also. Amazon, I think, is going to do a nice push, even though people are thinking that it was going to break down. I think you're going to see a lift out on Amazon. We'll see if this can continue moving.
Yeah, I would say that any stocks that you can find that rely on product or inputs from the U.S. are probably going to be insulated from the supply chain woes more so than those relying on products or inputs from other countries. So factor that in when you're looking for stuff. We called this right on the 550 break. I didn't get it. It's unfortunate. I'm certainly not going to chase because I've got some discipline. But nice little trade here and a break through that 550 level. Look at that.
All right, next level up. What would it stop? I would call out here 624. Let's see if we get it through that level. 584 is on pullbacks.
Yeah, no, for sure. And 575 is where your VWAP is as well. Not only did you give the trade in terms of Wish, but we also talked about the options that were coming in. So
Yes,
for
sir.
any options traders, they could have taken advantage of that as well. And I believe someone from the FinTwit world went ahead and tweeted about it as well. And that's exactly what we said was, hey, when someone tweets about it, you get a little bit more volume, and you can see that volume candle. I believe it was more than $2.5 million traded when that tweet went out. So that's the world that we live in.
That is. All right, guys. So now BTCM is setting up for a 5-minute move. I'm feeling a little bit more confident in that one that we'll get towards our goal of 1050. We'll see what happens on that trade. I'll show you guys how it's setting up on a 5-minute versus the 1 minute. So the 1 minute pattern was this right here. So this first gate, right? So 3 tries to break out. I always talk about my rule of 3. If it doesn't break out, it fails. What does it do? Fails that support, starts breaking down, and then it gets through this level, right? So you see that breakdown of that support. It fakes people out, washes people out, and then now it's coming back up, setting up. So what does this show you? I got to get out of my 1 minute time frame because it's not trading on a 1 minute pattern anymore. It's going more towards a 5 minute or towards a 15-minute pattern. And so this makes more sense to start looking at these charts versus looking at a 1 minute chart and seeing the fake out that you saw on that first move.
Real quick on Wish, you're having $100,000 come in on the $6 calls expiring this week. If you want to get into the trade, let's say your typical trade is, let's just say 500 shares, right? You could go ahead and get maybe about 200 shares here. And then when it gets near that VWAP area, you can go ahead and grab another 200 shares or so and then have your stop loss be right below. Because I don't know if it'll come near a VWAP and then go, but that's a good way to kind of get in the trade if you do believe in the bullish thesis on it. But you do have options flow coming in on the $6 expiring this week for about 28 cents.
And real quick, just because we talked about it, let's call it out while it's happening live. Tesla looking to take out that pre-market high right around 867. We are at 867.14 right here. Boom, we are through now. So we're going to pull back up, or we're pull back up. Excuse me. We're going to trade back up towards the pivot here, and it looks like maybe Tesla for higher. Let's see if it actually clears out this area. 867.41 is your current price here. So definitely trying to rebound off the pull that we got out of the open. Let's see if we can actually take the next leg up here. This should be interesting all day with them reporting earnings after the close today. I expect a lot of people to be day trading Tesla back and forth today.
All right, guys, I'm trying to get into a swing trade here. So swing trade alert, not a day trade. I'm trying to get into VSCO. I talked about this one before the open, right? I said I was looking for this one to get strong. Now it's starting to give me that sign. Now I have my order out there trying to get filled at 53 or 53.05. And we'll see if we can get this pullback. Why do I like this? Look at the daily levels. Multiple times we're holding this 53.73. We've come down. We tried to break down. I'm looking for a reversal, kind of the similar pattern that you saw in Bros, where you went up towards a nice high, came back down towards these levels, and I'm looking for another breakout here. We'll see if we get it on Victoria's Secret, and I could see this one going into the holidays, maybe getting a lift. So that's why I'm taking a shot on this one. This is Victoria's Secret after it kind of got spun off from LB, and so I like it more now as a top name.
Tesla pushing through that pivot there. Mitch, I got to ask you: are you going to do any boots on the ground reconnaissance for your Victoria's Secret swing?
I have to, right?
Yeah,
there's one thing that I've been wanting to do more of, like one that I wanted to do, and I think someone might come on here and hate me for it, but I was actually going to do a short report type on Grow Generations. Why? Because I can go into the store and show you guys exactly why I feel this company in the long run just doesn't have what everyone thinks it does. But it's too late for me to kind of call it short on this one. I was calling it short back up here in the 50s. So it's kind of hard to call it now down towards half the value of the name. But reason why? Going to the stores. A lot of times you got to do some research, guys. Boots on the ground.
All right. Bitcoin through 6,700 here, by the way. Bitcoin through 6,700 on the futures contract. Looking real good. Bitcoin plays. As long as Bitcoin keeps doing this, Bitcoin plays and stocks are going to be in play today.
All right, guys, trying to get another one here. BGFV. I talked about the same trade, right? Now let's see if I can get the fill. 2390s would be my fill. 2362s would be my risk. Trying to take some trades for you guys today. I won't be here tomorrow, so.
Oh, that's right. You're going to AF1.
You know it. Let's see if we can get a fill here.
By the way, BTSC looks like you might have a pop if you take out that 740 spot. Got a little bit on the ask there, but looks like I got 67 on the ask on level 2. So I'll be interesting to see if we actually take this out. This could pop here. Nice big volume stick that we had earlier, and we had one yesterday. Excuse me, the day before as well.
All right, guys, huge push in the SPY. I love that. That's what I wanted to see, guys. We're having a nice bullish day. Look how the SPY held VWAP, pushed right back up there. I mean, honestly, this turnaround in the SPY is insanity. And so one thing I will point out that I'm worried about is now that we're getting towards these monthly highs, are we going to freeze up here? That's what we did in this period that I've been pointing out plenty of times on Money Mitch. I've talked about this is the kind of pattern I expect during this time. We're looking similar to it, right? And so just be careful because we are getting near those highs. I think you need to see another leg in the SPY, and it's going to be difficult here as it's been strong the last couple of days. Looks like I might get my trade in BTCM in there. Let's see. Now it's starting to push there, guys. Let's see if we can get the 1050s. This would be a hell of a nice home run here live for you guys. We'll see if we can get it through there. Like we said, we're out of the 1 minute time frame. We're looking at it at a 5 minute, looking for it to continue pushing and get through this high right here. And so where can it go to, right? So you could measure this and try to measure the top toward the bottom. And this is what you call your flag pole. And so you can measure up here and say, okay, so about 6% move up, 63 cents on the breakout. I'm looking for a breakout through about, let's say, this 1025, 1030 area. Then you put 60 cents on it. I would call that down a little bit, about 50 cents. Look at 1080s for the top. But I already said that I'd take 1050s. So if it gets there, I'll take it based off the original trade versus the analysis that I'm looking at right now.
Good luck. Keep us posted on that one.
We'll see what happens on that one. Let's see if I can get my fill. Yeah, I got it. Woo! I wanted to see it. BGFV, I got the fill there, 2390s. Didn't extend myself and go for 24 or 2397. Why? Stick to the original trade plan, right? I said that I would try to come after the entry right here at 2390s. So that's exactly where I put my order, exactly where I got my fill. This is why I use limit orders, not my stops, not my markets. I use those limit orders, try to attack that order, and I look for the pullback for those orders. I don't try to extend into the ask because especially if you always extend into the ask, a lot of times you get the spread to open up on you and it's already too much pressure on the bid side.
And to James's point here in the chat, sellers are going to step in soon. If you take a look at the SPY, I mean, we're pretty much just ramping right out of the open here. Mitch, what about your 1030 turnaround? We're 1035 right now. What do you think about turnaround in the morning?
Turnarounds for me are 10 a.m.
Okay, so we're already past
30 minutes in.
Yep.
Look at this. What does this show you? 945, 950s around that time. Come back to 10, and what did it do at 10? It didn't continue a bearish.
It bounced. Gotcha. Thank you.
What did the Qs do? Let's take a look. 10. And what did it do from there?
Bounced.
10 a.m. right here. When it started going bullish from that moment. I mean, you guys see it, right? It's not like I'm crazy about this. The 10 a.m. reversal is common. And I think we've all that been here on live trading with Benzinga. So definitely give us a thumbs up. If you guys have seen this, and we've mentioned this before, is look out for those 10 a.m. reversals. What is this and why does this happen? Is the psychology of the day trader that normally trades the first 30 minutes, gets to what I call the retail washout. The big boys wash that money out. They take that money and then they go and make their money in the lunchtime when you already left and they took your shares on the dip.
You've got Mike. I think he's trying to claim that he's the one who showed you.
Mike, thank you. If it was you, I don't care. I'll take it regardless.
Wow.
Knowledge is knowledge, right? Shh. Don't give those secrets.
Tesla's still strong, by the way. Tesla's still pushing. Bitcoin too, 67,200 on Bitcoin futures. Good Lord.
Did I get my fill on Victoria's Secret?
Yeah, on Tesla, I've got 900 calls here. I'm at break even for this week. I'm like trying to see if I want to wait for it to kind of continue going up towards 900 before earnings or not. I just don't know how much movement I'm going to get out of the stock. with it reporting earlier or later today.
All right, so you guys want to see a trade that you guys could take a look at? It's Bros now starting to get to VWAP.
There you go.
This is another trade here. Didn't do that bad. 650 would be the short, and what I would hold would be this high candle. So you're talking about 63.73. Be careful when you do these trades, because if you don't understand what the VWAP is, maybe this isn't the trade for you. Why? VWAP a lot of times is going to determine the bearish and the bullish line. So a lot of times what I like to do is I like to short slightly above that line, because what I'm looking for is a trap type of trade where the bulls start thinking, hey, this is reversing. This is going to go through the VWAP. It's going to break out. Then I nail on it, and I look to hold right above that as my risk.
Yeah, I'm looking to play that short because we talked about that VWAP rejection earlier. But like just looking at the puts and the spreads, I mean, it's just at least a 20, 30, 50 cent. You can get the $50 puts with the 10-cent spread, which is fine, but that's $13 away. And unless I get a really nice move, that's not going to help me make money at all. So I think if you're going to play this one, you got to play it with commons, have a stop loss right above it. But I don't see options being an option here.
Real quick, Michael Strevens, it looks like you guys dropped the ball on BBIG last night. Not sure what you're referring to. I've been saying be cautious on BBIG pretty much my entire life. Any update on that? Yes, good news for you. 12:15 today, we are having Ted from Zash on the Benzinga show.
Guys, we've been having too much fun. Please give us a like. We just went over by 9 minutes and didn't even notice it. Why? Because we're having fun with you guys out there. So please do us a favor. Let us know if you guys enjoyed live trading. Comment after the video. Hit us up in the chat. Let us know on our Twitter. We want more live trading. We don't get enough of Zunaid and Ryan and Mitch. We want to keep doing this with you guys out there. Please hit the like, and we'll see you next time on live trading with Benzinga. I got to get on out of here. We got some great interviews coming on up on SPAX Attack. We'll see you guys there. And like always, keep battling out there. And just a sneak preview, we might have a giveaway coming for October.
Mitch.
Zunaid and I are working on something special for you guys out there. Stay tuned.
And they're not telling me.
Big things, big things.
He'll slack you. He'll slack you.
No, I was just saying that so people don't say, hey, what's the surprise? What's the surprise? Early?
Oh, yeah.
Even Ryan
guys,
doesn't know.
just email Ryan at benzinga.com if you want to know the surprise. Go ahead and blow up his email.
See you guys later next time on live trading.